Welcome back. This is Bill Gonseaux again with Dr. Lee Cowden, and we're discussing the death of health. And just to kind of close up some of these segments we've been talking about, I've shared a personal experience of my own, and I have more passion and more desire now than I ever have in working with the Academy to make certain that as many people who desire, who are in a circumstance that like I was, will be able to have the opportunity to find somebody that can actually help them in this process. It's one thing to be able to understand that you don't want to do something. It's another thing to be able to find those who will help you do what you need to do. And it's been my experience. I went down and I'm sitting across the doctor's office, and they're looking at the ultrasound, and he looks at it and just matter-of-factly said, well, that's lymphoma, And so there's an experience that goes on in life, and maybe you never thought about this, but I did. I wondered, what if somebody gave me this, diagnosis of cancer in my life, and said, you have cancer. And how would I react to that? And would I feel like it was some kind of a death sentence, or how would I really react? And initially I didn't react at all. But about an hour later, I started to react, and my reaction was, thank God I know what one of these things is that's going on in my body, and I felt like that I could not only overcome this and that I could win, that I could beat this, that there could be victory on my part against whatever this disease was that was invading my body. It was my body it was invading, not somebody else's. That I could then take and conceive in my mind that there could be victory. But not only that, I've been associated with Dr. Cowden for so many years, and I've been able to see people come to him that have been given up on by the traditional medical community, been told to go home and die. Make out your will. You got 2 weeks to live. You got 10 months to live, whatever it may be. They pronounced a death sentence on an individual that Dr. Cowden wouldn't hear as a death sentence. And I have seen many, many, many patients, and maybe as many as 80% of his patients actually have been able to recover after having been given a death sentence. So why couldn't I? There's no reason that I couldn't. God created this body so it could heal itself. I just needed to be able to empower it in whatever way that was necessary for it to be healed. And that was my destiny. That was my attempt in life to go forward. And I didn't know why I was going through these problems, but now I have somewhat of an idea. The empathy that I can have for other people, the sharing that I can have to go through intense pain and never have taken a pain pill, not one. But somehow I was able to get through those times. And I have no idea because the pain was so intense. But I would encourage you to want to have some desire before you get like I was, to have some understanding about your body and what you can do. And that you don't have to follow this prescription that the government lays upon you, that the insurance companies dictate to you, and that unfortunately the doctors seem to have to dance around because in order to be able to get the insurance or the government money or whatever, they have to be contained within a box. Find somebody that wants to be outside that box. And the Academy is attempting to put together an incredible array of doctors around the world who can help to not only work with people, but really to minister to them, to be a part of their healing and their victory, to be a part of their story. It's not just the doctor's story, it's really the story of the individual. It's my story. It doesn't belong to Dr. Cowden. And I'd just like him to finish up here and give his impressions of some of these things that we've talked about. And I want to thank you for being able to put up with some of the things I've been saying to you, and hopefully they've been meaningful. Dr. Cowden.
Bill, what you've gone through has definitely changed your life in a way that you'll never understand probably, and I definitely don't understand, but I know that it's been a positive change in your life that you've gone through. You're not the same person that you were before you developed the first physical illness. It's been a transformation that's been beautiful to watch, and I'm so encouraged that you have gone through this, even though it was very hard for you to have gone through this, because I see the passion that you now have to try to do something to help others that would go through a similar thing. To bring together the health practitioners that have a similar philosophy, a similar mindedness, to be able to help people like you were helped during the illnesses that you overcame. And so that's what it's really all about. It's about being able to do something that can really help people. And So the academy now will have the ability to have practitioners that can take on new patients, that can help those patients, hold their hand, walk side by side with them, encourage them, tell them truths about the lies that were spoken to them about the early demise that they're supposed to have according to conventional medical doctors, and that those patients then can have a hope of life, that they can actually get on the path of healing, that they can change their diet, change their physical activity program, take the supplemental nutrients, detoxify their body, do the things that they need to on an emotional, physical, spiritual level that will transform them into a new creation. And that's what you become, is a new creation. So,
well, it was nothing I could have done by myself, and I want to publicly express my gratitude to you here for being part of that process and being instrumental in believing that we could get things done. But also caring for me as a person, not just as some body or statistic or whatever. I mean, you truly cared for me as a person, and that made all the difference. And so I want to thank you publicly for being able to do that and making that kind of an impact in my life. And ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for listening, and hopefully there's been something meaningful in all these things we've been talking about. But at the end of the day, you own your body. It's your body. You own everything about it, your emotions, your will, your soul, everything about it is part of who you are in a total makeup. And I would encourage you to come in touch with that in all its aspects and all its beauty and all its creation. And never accept the prognosis that says you're going to be defeated, because you don't have to be. There's always victory. So thanks again for watching, and may you be blessed by the Lord.